Hello and welcome to RankYa YouTube channel. In this video session, I'm going to share with you tips and insights in terms of the latest Google change, as in how to rank in AI mode. This AI mode is a game changer in terms of how people interact with Google search, both on desktop as well as on mobile. That means most small business websites will actually lose website traffic if they don't adhere to Google guidelines. So, how in the world do you rank in AI mode? First, let's take a look at a couple of examples. I'll show you because then it'll make sense to you. Let's search for that. Okay, let's go and search for this. Let's see what happens. Now, the other day when I was looking at this here, I published that last week. Now, that's not a competitive keyword, that's no problem. But the fact is, okay, someone can find the answer here, and yet this is not a thorough answer to understand what this is or how to fix this problem. So that means one way or another they will click the links. So that means the traffic for my example, it'll increase, it won't go down. Let's take a look at another example. Let's search for this. Okay, this one here, let's do that. Let's search the AI mode for this now. Let's see what happens. It's looking at many different sites and it's pulling it all together. And voila, number one. And I'm covering video angles as well, because for my industry, for my website, that's ideal. Now, Google Gemini has been, the usage of it is growing more and more and more. And if you've used it, you would see that it's showing YouTube videos as well for some search queries, because YouTube is owned by Google, so it's favoring YouTube. The question you have to now ask is, okay, what type of content do you have on your website? Because we can see from the Google Help section, you know what? AI mode is, making the searcher find the answer in the AI mode instead of doing multiple searches, which makes sense because now Google provides a better user experience. So I show you these examples not to beat on my chest, because RankYa doesn't like to do that. I have the expertise to optimize websites. Now, the reason I say that is because traditional way of creating content, you need to start thinking differently now. As in, you need to have the pulse on your industry. And instead of creating one type of content, you need to then create fresh content according to the changes related to your industry. And sometimes people search Google to find how-to information. Sometimes they want to find products. But let's say someone's searching for a product. Next, they may search for reviews related to that product or comparisons and so on. That means your website should be the ultimate resource providing that content. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of so-called SEO experts on YouTube telling you some magic trick to rank in Google. But if you've been learning with RankYa, you know what? We need to follow Google guidelines, because that's what ranking in Google is all about. And Google tells you how to appear in AI search features as well. So I'll try and simplify what these are for you. Now, Here we've got, SEO best practices. That means have a website that's user friendly, it's mobile friendly, clear navigation structure, Google can access it, and so on. So that's basic stuff. But now we need to focus on creating reliable, helpful, people-first content. Right? So this has been around a while because Google has put this here knowing that they will have AI mode in today's internet world. So it gives us website owners heads up, so to speak, to double check our website's content. So that means you create content for people on a website that's user friendly and it's not too complex. That includes the website theme, because you can easily change the website theme if it's too complex. Because some website themes are semantically more meaningful and less cluttered. And it's very easy to change the website theme as well. So we need to consider these things now, if you haven't done so already. Then it says, you know what? Your internal links. Internal links are not just the menu links. It's telling us to, interlink our web pages together. But you can also outlink to complementary resources because Google follows links. Then providing great page experience. That means the website should not load too slow. If you're using free tools like Google Search Console, Core Web Vitals is the report that you want to double check. And at minimum, your website should not have poor URLs. Because if it has, then we're not going to rank in Google. Now, some things can be technical, but RankYa YouTube channel has the tutorials. I've tried to make it as simple as possible for most website owners who are managing their own website, okay? But if you're not using Google Search Console, then you want to use PageSpeed Insights. Knowing that PageSpeed Insights, it's coming from Google Chrome user experience, as in Google Chrome usage data. That means how people have interacted with your website is shown in PageSpeed Insights, both for mobile and desktop as well. Take a look at this. That's a blog post. Your eyes aren't playing tricks on you, because my website visitors mainly visit my website using a desktop. So at this moment, depending on my resources, I may fix this if I want, but right now I don't want to do that. But if I had poor URLs, there is no way I would ignore that, because that's going to affect everything that I do with Google. Also, Google has introduced the Insights option in Search Console. If you're using it, as in if you're using Search Console, the Insights is a quick and easy report for you to take a look at what's performing well. And at that moment when you're looking at that, ask yourself, if a content is performing well, can you make that content even better? Perhaps add complementary content on the web page or a blog post, or create different file types, whether it's PDF, comparison, or video review, and so on. These are very important for the future of driving website traffic from Google. Also, original content created for people. The reason I say that, see, for myself, I use this plugin, and I've got some other ones that help me to generate content. But if I just use AI to generate content, That's not smart. So if you've fallen victim to plugin or app developers' claims, then use our AI tool to generate content with one click and things like that. If you do that, then your business website will not be driving any website traffic that is organic from Google in 2026. Because we need to focus on creating helpful, reliable, people-first content. And Google has the technology to work out if the content is generated using AI. Now, having said that, Google guidelines does not tell us not to use AI-generated content. It's how we use it makes the difference. So you can read the help section quickly to say, okay, you know what? If you're using AI tools to generate content, then you must read this. Or else, because when Google indexes a web page, as it indexes the content on the web page, it has a long memory. That means if I publish, let's say, 100 blog posts only using AI to generate that content, Google will remember that for a long time. So we have to be very thoughtful and adhere to Google guidelines, okay? Now, internal linking, that's important, whether it's through the menu, but also through the content area, as well as outlinking to complementary resources. Then, structured data markup. Now, if you're using structured data plugins or apps, then I'm more than certain that you're doing it wrong. I've created an illustration here to demonstrate the point. When we use plugins to generate structured data, then although they add the structured data, as far as search engines are concerned, when they analyze the website, they just see that structured data on its own. What you want is, you want to nest structured data. And most plugins, they cannot do that. That means structured data can start from HTML element, and any structured data within this HTML, search engines will analyze this and look at the structured data within this content and make them all be related, as in it'll analyze it as related. That's what we want. Because plugins, they don't do that. They just add individual structured data. Before I close up, let me touch base with the headings. You can structure your content in a semantically meaningful way by using headings, whether it's heading 2, heading 3, and so on. Now, if you're already doing that, then do understand that the content chunk within the heading shouldn't be too long, because that's what AI mode is all about, to provide quick and easy answers and summaries. So if the section here is too long, then that's not smart. Instead, we can chunk them down using headings. Now, I'll show you what I do and you may consider using. You can use frequently asked questions, whether you're using a plugin, whether you're using an app. Now, here's what I actually do. So I'll save the draft because I will add quick and easy answers to this. The way to go about this would be simply search Google, the normal alt search, or because we can still search country specific Google. In Australia, we can still search .com.au, although by default Google now goes to google.com. So here I can say, okay, do people ask questions? Let's say AI mode as an example. Okay, it seems like they are asking questions, and if I press on this, then the questions will change here. So if it's related and it's complementary, then I can say, okay, can I add frequently asked questions? What is AI mode? AI mode is Google's, and so on. Make sense? So now I am using frequently asked questions, question and answers, structured data. That means the insights you now know, when you add structured data properly, then if it's appropriate, use quick and easy question and answers using structured data as well as in frequently asked questions. Page, which we know that Google spots. Right, so here we have frequently asked questions. Okay, whether Google spots it or not, semantically it's better to visit schema.org, because this is a powerhouse. Meaning, just because Google spots some and doesn't spot some properties doesn't mean we can add different markup. So then what we're doing is we're adhering to the best practices, as in guidelines by Google, basics of search engine optimization, linking our pages and blog posts or product, focusing on page experience as in usability of the website itself, making sure that it's not cluttered or slow loading, adding structured data to give more meaning. We use additional content when it's appropriate to do so, whether they are images, PDFs, videos. Now, once you have this knowledge and adhere to it, slowly, you will build an authoritative website if you haven't done so already. But Google search with the AI mode is changing. And you and I both know that once Google puts a feature like this, they do it for a reason, because they have the research data to say, you know what, that's what people want. That means that's here to stay. It's not going to change. In fact, it's going to be used more and more. So when we follow these content strategies and website optimization techniques, then we are in a better position to drive the website traffic that you and I need to grow our business website, okay? And as always, definitely check out RankYa YouTube channel, because I have more tutorials in terms of website optimization according to Google guidelines.